Hey, a quick disclaimer here. You are watching the censored version of this video. There's also a uncut version of this video with 2 other games, but it is only suitable for viewers age 18 and over. Otherwise, enjoy the censored version of this video. In 2006, the Nintendo Wii was launched, with massive success for Nintendo. It was Nintendo's best-selling console until it was surpassed by the Switch. Its success is based on a new control concept and a different target audience. The Wii was designed for seniors, children and families. But it also has its dark side. Or rather, its violent side? Well, there were also many games for the Wii that are rated 12, 16 or 18, and even some that are listed in the German index and have to be sold under the table. In this review, I'll show you a few games that the Wii didn't shy away from. Hey everyone! Yeah, I have this video idea in mind for a while, but I didn't know how to go about it until now. But now the time has come for me to present a few unusual Wii games to you, because no, there's more to the console than just Wii Sports. I've picked out over 5 games that I think are quite unusual for the Wii. But before we start, I want to say that all the gameplay was recorded by me, and to be honest, I only played the beginning of each game because I thought I had enough gameplay material. I don't want to spoiler you how the games end, or if I do, it's better to put it in a separate video for each game. But now, let's start with the first game, No More Heroes. This game was released in 2007 and is a hack and slay game similar to Hyrule Warriors. The player plays as Otaku Travis, Touchdown, who is commissioned by the UAA, or United Assassins Association, to kill the best assassins in the USA in order to become the best one. The Wii Remote and Nunchuck control the game, beam katana attacks and special actions. However, it turns out that this game is relatively brutal and also has a good sense of humor. Because with the Wii's motion controls, some things are possible that... No. Still no. I think it's best just take a look at it. The beam katana has to be recharged when the powers are too low. And this movement is... yeah, a bit awkward. But well, that's just the humor of this game. Just like when you want to save the game, you had to drop your pants to go to the bathroom. And because of all this, this game has an age rating of 16. The next game also received a PEGI 16 rating, Bully. Well, that game was made by Rockstar Games, which basically explains everything. Well, they are the developers of the GTA series, who weren't put off by the Wii. Here we are the student Jimmy Hopkins, who is in a boarding school and has to assess himself among the various groups there. And how did he do that? Well, with fights and all sorts of things. There are classes in various subjects twice a day, but it's also possible to skip class for various reasons. It's just a brutal game with all the fighting and gaining respect from various gangs, which made it a bit special. But Rockstar wasn't the only one being brutal, because Ubisoft was also very brutal on the Wii. Well, because there are 2 games that were only released in Japan. Just Dance Wii 1 and 2. Oh yeah, so that the humor stays in this video. As already mentioned, these 2 games were only released in Japan, because the Japanese music market is a little different. Accordingly, many Japanese artists are featured, but there are also a few well-known songs from the EU and US versions of the game series. But if you think these games are harder than the rest of the series, I can give you the all clear. These games are just as tricky as all the other first Just Dance games. Okay, but let's leave these games alone for now and move on to the next one. Disaster Day of Crisis. This game shines in its own right as it features real cinematic scenes which we are familiar with from the PS3. Only now in re-resolution and everything. In this game we are a part of a rescue team helping people. Our partner gets injured and leaves, but gives us his compass to give it to his sister, who is then later kidnapped by someone. In the game you have to rescue people from your own team and defeat the enemy in various environments and during various natural disasters. And it's the cinematic scenes, rescuing the team and everything else that make it an unusual Wii game. And what's even more unusual is that this game is published by Nintendo and developed by Monolith Software, which is today known for Xenoblade, and this was for the time very unusual. But well, let's continue. There's even a launch title on this list here. RedSteel. Yes, RedSteel promised mature gameplay with motion controls, and that's from Ubisoft. The player takes on the role of Scott Monroe, who is supposed to meet the fathers of his Japanese girlfriend. Her father is a Yakuza boss and owns a valuable katana sword. A rival gang kidnaps our girlfriend to blackmail him into handing over the sword. And how? Gunfight, sword fights with the katana. Need I say why it was rated 16+? But what I really like about this game is the Japanese atmosphere in it. And I think if it comes out again as a port, I think the game has quite a potential nowadays. And there's also a second part of RedSteel, but I haven't played it because of time constraints and yeah, everything. There are also many parts of a well-known game series that was even the best on the Wii. Call of Duty. Okay, yes, I think we all know what Call of Duty is. And yes, I've realized that I'm a total noob at this game. However, what Activision has implemented to the Wii is control via the sensor bar to make aiming feel even more realistic. It's also one of the few Wii games that supports the Wii Zapper, which looks like a big gun. All Call of Duty series on the Wii and generally every shooter on the Wii have this control option, which is super accurate and just plain fun. And well, it's quite amusing, the humor of the game developers and the fact they show that the Wii is not just a game console for the family. But now tell me, what do you think is a very atypical game for the Wii? Or maybe we'll do that for other platforms here too. But if you don't want to miss it out, subscribe so you don't miss out of these. And then I think I said everything that I can say here, and I can say we'll see us in the next video.